What kind of bird takes on rattlesnakes and wins? Yeah, you heard that right. Not a hawk, not an eagle. A ground-running, desert-hardened bird with a punk rock hairdo and zero fear. Meet the Roadrunner. No, not the Meep Meep cartoon one, though that guy was onto something. The real one is faster, fiercer, and way funnier. You'll find this little speed demon tearing across the American Southwest like it owns the place. Doesn't fly much, doesn't sing love songs, just runs, hunts, and throws down with anything foolish enough to challenge it. Lizards, snack, scorpions, child's play, venomous snakes, bring it on. It's smart, it's scrappy, and it's got moves that would make a ninja jealous, so buckle up. You're about to witness one of nature's boldest birds in full action, chasing, dodging, striking, surviving. This isn't just wildlife, this is wild drama. And hey, welcome to Wild Wings. We're the channel where the animals don't just live, they fight, flirt, and flex their way through nature. If that's your kind of thing, go ahead, tap that like button, subscribe, and join us for the ride. Because trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Ready? Let's run. Midday in the desert. The heat presses down like a weight. The air shimmers above the sand, and even the wind seems too tired to blow. Most animals are hiding, tucked deep in the shade, waiting for the sun to ease up. But not the runner. He moves carefully through the brush, eyes scanning, head still, legs silent. He's not just out for a stroll, he's hunting. And then he stops. Something's not right. Half buried in the sand, barely visible to the untrained eye, a shift, a shape, a shimmer. Then the sound, a dry, scratchy rattle. Rhythmic, steady, unmistakable. A rattlesnake, coiled, watching, waiting. Its tail trembles, sending out a clear message. Come closer and you'll regret it. Most creatures would back off. A snake like that? Venomous, quick, deadly, but the runner doesn't back off. He lowers his body, tilts his head. Not in fear, in calculation. He's seen this before. He knows what it means. One mistake and it's over. But if he gets it right, it's dinner. The snake lunges. Fast, terrifyingly fast. But the runner reacts in a blink. A blur of feathers. A perfect sidestep. Dust explodes beneath their feet. Another strike. The snake's desperate now. The runner hops left, then circles to the right. He's not just dodging, he's thinking, testing, waiting for the moment when instinct and timing align. And then it comes. The runner launches, wings low, beak forward, every muscle locked in. He strikes, one sharp blow to the snake's head, then another. The snake thrashes, coils, then goes still. The silence that follows is almost louder than the fight. It's over. Just like that. The runner stands over his prize, covered in dust, feathers ruffled, chest heaving, but calm, cool. Like this is just another day, another win. And out here, wins matter, because every meal is earned, and every fight could have gone the other way. The battle was short, but brutal. And now, as the dust settles, the victor does what survivors do best in the desert. He eats. The desert feast begins. With the rattlesnake still limp in his beak, the runner drags it slowly toward a patch of shade beneath the scrub. It's not much, just a sliver of relief from the midday sun, but out here even that feels like luxury. He positions the snake carefully, lining it up with practiced precision, and then he begins. Swallowing a snake whole isn't quick, or pretty, but it's something he's done before. A few inches at a time, he tilts his head back, works his beak, and lets gravity help him do the rest. The process is slow, deliberate, almost meditative. Out here there are no forks, no fire, no seasoning, just instinct and anatomy, and the will to make a kill count. It takes minutes, and during those minutes the runner is oddly still, as if paying respect to the act. This isn't just refueling, it's recovery, it's reward, it's survival. Because out here, every meal matters. Every bite is energy that keeps you one step ahead of heat, hunger, and something worse. The silence of a stomach that doesn't get filled. At last, the tail disappears into his throat. He stands for a moment, motionless, not triumphant, just ready. Because in this land, a full belly is temporary, and danger never really leaves. It just waits for you to blink. So the runner steps back into the heat, still hungry, still moving, because there's always another chase waiting, and he's not done yet. The snake is gone, the shade fleeting, but the day far from over, and the runner still moving, because when you live in a place this harsh, rest isn't something you wait for. You earn it. And right now, he's not done earning. Back on the hunt begins. The runner steps back into the heat like he never left it. His feathers lie a little heavier, his belly a little fuller, but his eyes still sharp, always scanning, always looking for what comes next. Just ahead, perched on a sun-bleached branch, sits a spiny lizard, bold, confident, almost smug. It's basking, soaking up warmth like a solar panel with legs. And it's not moving, not even when the runner stops and stares. The two lock eyes, predator and prey. It's a strange kind of moment, tense, quiet, charged. The runner leans forward, creeping low. Just a few steps more, but the lizard? It puffs up, opens its mouth wide, doesn't run, doesn't hide. It challenges him. The runner pauses. He's dealt with venom, with speed, with things bigger than him. But this isn't about size or poison. This is something else. Posture, confidence. The lizard is bluffing, or maybe it isn't. Either way, the runner doesn't press. He darts forward just to test. The lizard vanishes in a blink, slipping into a crack beneath the rocks. Untouchable. The runner halts, beak just inches from stone. No frustration, no second tries, just stillness. Out here, not every chase is worth it. Some meals escape, some battles aren't needed, and sometimes the smartest move is walking away. But the day isn't done, not even close, and the desert is full of smaller opportunities if you know where to look. Next stop, the underbrush. Because what the runner does best is find what others miss. Not every hunt ends with a standoff. Not every meal involves fangs or feathers flying. Sometimes the runner doesn't need drama, just sharp eyes and good timing. Desert menus and micro hunts begins. Beneath a patch of dry grass, something stirs. It's small, barely audible, just a faint rustle under the still air. The runner freezes, he leans in, listens, then pounces. A field mouse bolts from cover, zigzagging in panic, but the runner is faster. A quick jab of the beak, and the chase is over. No waste, no hesitation. He scoops up the mouse, adjusts his grip, and moves on. Further along, under a flat rock still warm from the midday sun, another challenge crawls into view. A scorpion. Its armor glistens, tail raised, stinger twitching. Most animals back off. This thing could kill with one good sting, but not the runner. He watches, waits, lets it move just enough to give him an opening, then strike. Clean, precise. The scorpion never gets the chance to defend itself. In seconds, it's down, dinner served. From grasshoppers to beetles, tarantulas to centipedes, no bug is too strange, too quick, or too toxic. The runner doesn't discriminate. He takes what the desert offers, one small bite at a time. Even frogs, when they appear, usually after rare desert rains, are fair game. All it takes is one sound, one misplaced hop, and the runner is there, efficient, unstoppable, always alert. But this constant movement, the chase, the strikes, the energy burned and gained, it's not just about feeding himself. There's more on the line than his own survival. Somewhere in the thorny brush, hidden beneath a nest of sticks and cactus spines, are the real reason he runs so hard. Tiny, fragile, and hungry, they're waiting. And the runner, he's not just a predator, he's a parent. Out here, everything the runner does, every sprint, every hunt, every risk, it's not just for him, it's for the nest and the little lives growing inside it. Desert nests and hungry chicks begins. Tucked low inside a tangled thicket of cactus and brush sits a hidden home. It's not much to look at, a messy little platform of sticks, leaves, and scavenged scraps. But to the runner, it's everything. This is where his story begins again. Eggs, round and white, nestled in the warmth of the desert's shade. And when they hatch, out come chicks, helpless and wide-mouthed. No feathers, no speed, just hunger and trust. The runner doesn't raise them alone. His mate is here too, fiercely protective, quiet, and steady. Together, they take shifts. One guards, one hunts. The roles switch hour by hour, in sync with the rhythm of the sun. During the hottest part of the day, when the sun feels close enough to burn, the male often stands over the nest, wings spread wide, shading the eggs with his own body. A living umbrella, no complaints, no rest, just instinct turned into devotion. The food never stops. Bugs, lizards, mice, and whatever he can catch, he brings back. The chicks beg with tiny chirps and open mouths. He feeds them carefully, one bite at a time, day after day. And as they grow, they start to mimic him, pecking at shadows, chasing beetles, stumbling through their first awkward steps. By 3 weeks old, they're ready to leave the nest. Not completely on their own, not yet, but getting close. They'll follow him for a while, learning by watching, when to move, when to wait, where to find food, and how to survive in a place that gives nothing for free. And to do that, to survive here long term, they'll need more than lessons. They'll need bodies built for this place, and minds that never stop adjusting. Because in the desert, the rules are different. And the runner? He was made for it. Raising young in the desert isn't just hard, it's brutal. So nature didn't just give the runner instincts, it gave him upgrades. Built for the desert begins. The desert is dry. That part's obvious, but it's more than just thirst. It's heat that never backs off. It's land that offers no shade, no water, and no second chances. Out here, survival isn't about being the strongest. It's about being designed perfectly for the job. The runner's body? It's a masterpiece of desert engineering. Long legs carry him across blazing sand without burning. He runs instead of flies because wings aren't practical when cover is low and prey is fast. Running saves energy, and in a place where food is uncertain, every bit of energy counts. His toes, two forward, two back, grip sand and stone like a climber's hands. That weird X-shaped footprint, it's not just cool looking, it confuses predators. Makes it harder to tell which direction he was going. It's desert camouflage, built into his steps. And water? The runner barely needs it. He gets moisture from what he eats. Lizards, bugs, even frogs when they show up. Every meal is a snack and a sip. But the real magic trick? His salt glands. Tiny structures near his eyes that let him get rid of excess salt without wasting water. It's the same trick seabirds use, but the runner does it on dry land. No canteens, no rivers, just perfect internal balance. That's not just smart, that's evolution with a sense of style. This bird doesn't just deal with the desert, he was made by it. And every feature, every sprint, every feather, every heartbeat, it says the same thing. I belong here. But in the Southwest, the runner's story isn't just physical. For generations, it's been something more. A sign, a spirit, a symbol. Because long before cartoons and cameras, the runner already had a place in legend. It's easy to admire how the runner survives the desert. But what's even more incredible, people noticed long before science did. Desert lore and the spirit of the runner begins. Out here, where the land is quiet and stretched thin between earth and sky, the runner has always stood out. Not just for speed, not just for smarts, but for something deeper. To the Pueblo peoples and many southwestern tribes, this little bird was more than just wildlife. It was a protector, a messenger, a symbol of courage, agility, and knowing when to run and when to fight. The runner's footprints, that signature X in the sand, were believed to confuse evil spirits. Because if you can't tell which direction someone came from, how do you follow them? For many, those tracks weren't just clever, they were sacred. In Navajo stories, the runner was a bringer of good luck. In Mexican folklore, it was seen as a guardian, sharp, fast, and fearless. Even its call, strange and rattling, was said to ward off danger. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. And then, of course, came cartoons. The runner became a character, a blur on a TV screen, outrunning every trap, outsmarting every coyote. For a whole generation, it became a symbol of cleverness, escape, and pure desert cool. What's funny is, the real bird isn't that far off. It's fast, it's scrappy, and it almost never loses a chase. Whether etched into ancient rock walls or looped into Saturday morning cartoons, the runner has always captured our attention. Not just because it's wild, but because somehow it reminds us of something human, something tough, resourceful, and beautifully out of reach. But even legends face challenges, and out here in the real world, the desert is changing, fast. So the question becomes, can the runner, the symbol of desert survival, keep up with what's coming next? In stories, the runner always wins. He's fast, clever, untouchable. But out here, in the real desert, not every trap is made by coyotes, and not every threat can be outrun. Threats on the horizon begins. The desert is changing, faster than ever before. Seasons stretch longer, drier, harsher. Shade is rarer. Water, practically mythical. Where wildland once sprawled, there are now fences, roads, power lines, parking lots. Space to run, shrinking, and with it, the runner's advantage. The animals he hunts are disappearing. So are the places he hides, nests, and raises his chicks. And with rising temperatures and erratic weather, even the toughest desert creatures are hitting their limits. Most people never see it. The runner doesn't complain, doesn't gather in flocks. He's silent, solitary, and incredibly good at hiding. But just because you don't see him struggle, doesn't mean he isn't. Habitat loss, pesticides, invasive species, all of them chip away at the edges of his world. And when those edges are gone, even a bird this fast might not find a way back. The good news? He's still here, still running, still raising chicks, still dodging danger like he's been doing for thousands of years. And if there's one thing we can count on, it's that the runner doesn't give up easily. His story isn't just about speed, it's about resilience, about adapting again and again until the desert feels like home. And maybe that's the real lesson he's been showing us all along. In a world full of obstacles, the runner keeps going. Not because it's easy, not because it's safe, but because that's what survivors do. They adapt, they endure, and they carry their story forward. Resilience and legacy begins. Every desert morning, just before the heat rises, the runner steps into the open, eyes sharp, feet steady, tail flicking, no fanfare, no hesitation, just motion, like it's built into his bones. He's not the biggest bird out here, not the strongest, not the loudest, but give him a patch of sunlight and a reason to move, and he'll find a way through. It's not just instinct, it's legacy, passed down from every runner who came before him. From the first bird that cracked an egg open beneath a cactus, to the fledgling that watched, learned, and ran forward into the heat. His legacy lives in footsteps pressed into soft sand, in feathers scattered under a mesquite branch, in every chick that learns to leap, not fly, and chase down something bigger than itself. Out here, survival isn't about being lucky. It's about showing up every day, being smart when it counts, knowing when to fight and when to just keep moving. And maybe that's why people have admired this bird for so long. Not because it's perfect, but because it's relentless. The runner isn't just a bird, he's a reminder that we too can be bold in the face of heat, sharp when the world turns rough, and fast enough to leave doubt in the dust. In the end, the desert belongs to those who learn its rhythm. And the runner? He doesn't just survive it, he becomes part of it. Thanks for joining us on this wild desert journey. If you felt inspired by the runner's spirit, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs a little courage today, and let us know your favorite wild animal in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and keep chasing what moves you.